Hello, everybody. It's my privilege to introduce to you, all the way from the south side of Chicago, the man, the myth, the legend, my Theo, your brother, the Southside Unicorn.
Hey, everybody. That's right. It's Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show. It's Friday. That means it's Funked Up Fridays, but it's also the Friday after Thanksgiving, which means it's Black Friday. So we're going to obviously mix that into the conversation today. So sit right back, get your favorite beverage, and you know what I mean when I say that. It can be mint julep tea. It can be raspberry. It can be chocolate milk. It can be something from Starbucks. It can even be Kool-Aid. I would advise that you don't sip the Kool-Aid, but hey, if that's what you gotta do, then that's what you gotta do. Promised you guys on Wednesday that I would go ahead and share my banana pudding recipe with you. So get your pens ready, get your microphones ready, or tape, whatever you want to do to get it recorded. And somewhere in this show, I'm going to remember to give you my banana pudding recipe. And I'm telling you, it's bound to be a hit if you make it and take it wherever you're going to go. People will not forget you or the banana pudding. Or they might forget you, but they won't forget the banana pudding. And so they won't forget to invite you next time. And they'll tell you, hey, don't forget to bring one of those banana puddings. Okay? That's just how it's going to be. So here we go. It's raining, it's doing all of this, it's snowing. California never disappoints. That's all I gotta say. For all these months, I'm sitting here shaking and baking, 105, 109, all this craziness. And then, sadly, we had the forest fires and whatnot because the winds were blowing. And it just went from extreme to extreme, sort of like Democrats. Went from 105 to 45. Rain, sleet, and snow. Nothing in the middle, mind you. We didn't get no middle. We just got 105 and then 45. Man, that's some rough weather to have to deal with. And I'm going to let you in on a secret. In my community, we've been having a couple sinkholes. So I'm praying for everybody's safety and whatnot. And I'm going to let you in on a secret. A lot of things don't get to me. I'm cool. I'm cool in the gang about a lot of stuff. I hate sinkholes. Scares the heck out of me. I mean, it's just one of those things, for a while they were popping up everywhere. If you remember about 2-3 years ago, anywhere in America, you'd look up and it was sinkholes. And no, it was not some 1-foot hole that sunk down into the ground about 2 or 3 feet. No. These were like 40 feet across and 100 feet down. One of them even consumed this guy's house. I'll never forget it. He was on his way home. He almost had his hand on the doorknob, and the whole house went down into a sinkhole. Sadly, his brother was in the house, and I believe, we lost his brother, and that's a very sad thing. But that house went down like 100 feet, mud and water and everything just cascading into the house and, just basically destroyed it. I can put up with a lot of stuff, but I think we really need to start looking at why these sinkholes are happening, because that's just no good. That's not happening for me. I'm not feeling it, and so it's like, please, let's get these sinkholes figured out, So, okay, wherever you might find yourself, be safe, have a good cheer, and don't get caught up in all that, Black Friday madness. My boy Mo Kelly, he put out that he hopes Walmart doesn't disappoint this year. He wants all those spills, chills, and thrills, all those right hooks, left hooks, uppercuts, and whatever else y'all prepared to do to try to get that 4K TV, And hey, I must admit, I went on his page and I put in my LOL because it's funny when you think about it to a point. And it's also sad when you think about it to a point. We gotta be more civilized about how we getting down out here. This is just, too much. So I hope those of you out there that are Southside Unicorn listeners, you're gonna have a little style, a little finesse about yourself. Personally, I don't know. This Black Friday thing, I'm like, when did it start? Where did it come from? Because there was a time in my life as a young man, I don't even remember a Black Friday. You know, I just remember Thanksgiving rolling over, waking up on Friday, and you had all that nice cold turkey in the refrigerator, the Miracle Whip ready to go, because I still waiting on that. Are you team Miracle Whip? Or are you team mayonnaise? You know, I got a lot of people saying they team mayonnaise. Where my Miracle Whip people at? Come on now. You know, I belong to this food group on my Facebook page. If you come on to the Facebook page, I'll turn you on to it. These people be cooking up a storm over there. And there's a lot of Miracle Whip people over there, so much love to you. So, I remember Friday morning, you just wake up and, it's Friday. And you do your turkey sandwich with some cheese and Miracle Whip, a little bit of lettuce. Throw some cranberries in there if you have to. I always did. I love cranberries. Some people out there ain't feeling cranberries, and that's all right, because I ain't feeling you. No, I'm just joking. But, yeah, so what's up with this Black Friday? When did it start? What was the the ultimate creation of it? We're going to get into that and a couple other things as we go through the show and discuss it. But you know me, I'm down for my boy Toot Sweet, and he's got another song out that I absolutely love. It's a country western type song, and I figure it'll kick off a little mood for you as we slide into Black Friday, aka Funked Up Friday. This song is called American Made by Toot Sweet.
My first kiss behind the high school bleachers. Miles, meatballs, grandma sauce, and Vicky's cookies, chocolate smalls. A woman dental hygiene's lost. And then Duncan Hines can make a chocolate to eat dental floors. California seeing the sights, getting drunk, looking up at another valley moonshine. Gazing at the stars in the Hollywood nights as the stars walk behind my side. I heard Lady Liberty lost her crown as I was searching for my country at the lost and found. Fell in love at first sight, messing around. She had the cutest little nose against the window at the doggy pound. I'm American made. I was born in America, made in the USA. I'm American made. I was born in America, made in the USA. I'm not a night guy. I like it better in the morning. Walking the street, drunks getting boring. You never answer those late night calls when I'm calling. I guess phone sex sucks while I'm serving and you're yawning. Big wheels, G.I. Joes, and yo-yos in my cousin's pool, playing Marco Polo. My girl brought her best friend. It was a no-no. I tried to kiss them both and I ended up solo. Not bigger, longer, buy small talk, fancy cars, all that blue reading books. Holding hands with no shopping down the Atlantic City boardwalk, or eating with plastic forks. So please, no tears at my wedding, cause it might not last. No tears at my funeral, have a blast. And talk about the good times we spent together. Stories that you tell will make it last forever. I'm American made. I was born in America, made in the USA. I'm American made. I was born in America, made in the USA. Remember those 4th of July parties, Ozone Park, courtesy John Gotti after dark, San Gennaro down Mulberry Street, sausage and peppers, all you can eat. Hanging at the schoolyard playing stickball till the sun went down, or you couldn't throw the ball no more. 6 p.m. was dinner time, showed up late, it was your behind. I got a running tab with Mr. Softy. I never knew ice cream could be so costly. I'm turning to milkshake junkie. I always knew that sweet tooth come back and on me. I like a New York pizza better than a deep dish. Never like Big Macs, only the 5 fish. Always laughing when I find myself stuck in a pickle. I guess deep down inside it must be picklish. So enjoy it while it lasts, something lasts forever, and always make the best of a bad endeavor. No when I say when, never say never, and never settle if you like it chocolate all over another. Well, it's some of the wiser, little more clever. I'm still a sore loser, but I'm getting better. Stand clear, family vendettas. I'm just like Jay-Z of New York forever. I'm American made. I was born in America, made in
And that was Toot Sweet, American Made. I love his music. I love his talent. Like I say, we need to start supporting our own artists instead of worrying about what, T.I. and all the rest of those cats out there doing. Who gives a damn? They're not supporting, our direction, our way of life. So why are we, always worried about what they're doing? Alyssa Milano and all those people. Let's start supporting our own actors and performers and musicians. Joy Villa, Toot Sweet, there's tons of them out there. And if you have, I get a lot of people lately that are asking me to go ahead and promote their music. Okay, I guess I may as well practice what I preach. Toot Sweet is my boy. I'm down for him. This show is basically like his home. So, I always promote his stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and open up the door to a couple other artists to, put their music out there. So if you're an artist or performer, what have you, and you want, to have your stuff showcased, go ahead and send me an MP3 of your music and send it to SouthsideUnicorn44@gmail.com. SouthsideUnicorn44@gmail.com. Go ahead and put a bit of a release at the bottom of the email stating that you're giving permission for your music to be used. And we'll go ahead and start showcasing the other artists that are out there. Because say you have a rally. Say you're a politician and you're running for office and your budget is somewhat modest, then use one of our artists. I'm pretty sure they're going to work with you on, pricing or whatever, but that's how we need to start doing it. You got a rally going on, get one of our artists, one of our patriotic artists, and ask them to show up. It'll get you a stronger draw for your people. If you want to know about some speaking arrangements, I'm available too. So if you want someone to speak at your event, go ahead and give the Southside Unicorn a try. Guarantee you, it'll be an event that you'll never forget. So that's how we need to start doing it. Each one teach one. Everybody keep it in-house with us. And let's start using our own talent to promote ourselves in America. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, it's time for a station break. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey, it's Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show, and it is Funked Up Fridays on Black Friday, and we're back with the second segment of the show. This is supposed to be the season of giving. This is the season of good tides and all that stuff, Merry Christmas, Yuletide, yada, yada, yada. Look, I have always had a belief, and it's so ironic that, as I'm going through all the information that, you can pick up for show prep and all that, I came across a young man who actually believes the same way I do. When it comes to giving, tell me how you feel about this. I mean, because it's really weird. You're looking on Facebook and you're checking out what your friends ate and where they at and, all this kind of stuff. Because Facebook, I must admit, these mediums have truly served the public good. It's just too bad that these nerdy pencil neck wannabe James Bond villains have perverted what could be the greatest, moment in American history, the explosion of knowledge, so to speak, which we could get into that biblically and really have some fun. But we won't do that today. But when you go scrolling through and whatnot, every now and then you run across that video. You run across that picture. You know the one I'm talking about. The one where the person has like an elderly citizen or a homeless citizen or even somebody who's just down on their luck. They got the money in their left hand and they got the camera in their right hand. Camera faced back on them, got it reversed where you can see their face and whatnot, and they doling out the money to the person. And now, quite naturally, the person that is being extolled with all of this grace and, good fortune they're going to be overwrought with emotions. There's going to be some crying. There's going to be some, gratitude and maybe even a little bit of humility of thank you so much, da-da-da. And that's natural. That's what it's supposed to be. But that camera all up their nostrils as the water comes running down their face, and then the camera snaps back at the person and they cheese it. See what I did? Look at me. I'm doing this. I've never set well with that. That has never set well with me. I've always said, be weary of those who do what they do to be seen doing what they do. There's something up with that. And so now, here's, an American R&B singer, Tank, who advised people of the same thing. You can see it on his Twitter page. I've been trying to hunt down the Twitter page, but the young man forgot to put it there. But he still did the article, so I'm going to, read it out to you. Tank has advised individuals who put cameras on themselves when doing good deeds for people to desist. My brother, that's right. Giving out Thanksgiving advice via his Instagram page. Okay. The 43-year-old singer, whose real name is Darrell Babs, that's spelled B-A-B-B-S, wrote, and this is a quote from him, "Before you record yourself helping the homeless, imagine the lowest point of your life on Facebook Live." Now that's to be said. His hashtag for that will be hashtag help needs no camera. Amen. I support everything he's saying about that. So it's again, the hashtag is help needs no camera. You'll find it again on the back end of the Southside Unicorn show too, because I totally agree with him. He goes on to say, social media has confused the idea that if it's not recorded and posted, then it didn't happen. Find peace in the things you do for the right reasons, not because you're getting likes and interactions for it. I mean, I could have wrote this. It's so cool. Only the universe can reward you for authentic kindness of your heart. So on this Thanksgiving, be grateful, be prayerful, and be mindful. Hashtag Happy Thanksgiving. Now that's cool. Go ahead and check out his Instagram post. I hope that the hashtags that I have will get you to this young man, because he's got it right. And we'll go ahead and read it out again with his name, which is Singer Tank. That's just the way he wants to be known, as the singer known as Tank, American R&B singer. So yeah, I could go on and on about that, but I won't go into it too deep. Those of you who really know the Southside Unicorn, aka Ken White, aka the Southside Unicorn, because we're kind of one and the same, if you know what I mean. I just have to kind of like transform and open up my zen when I get on the mic and just let it all hang out. But those of you who know me, those of you who've been in my life, you've seen me do some stuff sometimes if you happen to be there. And the things I've done will make some people's jaw drop, and they'd be like, wow. And he just does that. That when I was in a position in my life before the Democrats started destroying my life financially to try to shut my mouth, but when my life was in my Camelot years, so to speak, there were so many things I would do for people. And the way I look at it is, if you put your face in front of that giving, then the spirit of giving, get that? The spirit of giving gets masked over by your face. Everything that comes into this world that is good comes from the Lord. And if it's been put on your heart to help somebody, then get your face out of the way. Just let the spirit be there so that the person can understand and feel where that really came from and give grace and praise in the direction it should go. Do you want them erecting a statue in your name? I don't think so. And I don't think that I would like to think that that's not why you were giving. Because honestly, if you were giving to people just like, the American rapper singer here, and I keep getting his name mixed up because I'm looking at so much stuff, and I don't want to do that because he really Tank. Just like Tank said, if you're doing it just for the likes and all that on Instagram, you've done it for the wrong reason. And I would admonish you just to not do it. And don't put that person's lowest day on, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and all that stuff. Because look at here. This is, especially during this holiday season, this is one thing I just got to say. Anybody out there who wants to act like they all perfect and they ain't never made a mistake and they ain't never had a bad day, that's a sick individual, and get the hell away from them. I don't know if they're going to bleep that out or not, but that's my public service announcement in this segment. If you see a person who's walking around acting like they whatever don't stink, and they're all judgmental, and they have no room for forgiveness, you don't need that kind of person in your life. And I don't care what they are, friend, family member, what have you. If they don't have the spirit of forgiveness and the spirit of understanding that people are flawed and are deserving of grace, you don't need them. That's one of those things you can actually begin to make your life a whole lot better if you just clean out your closet from those kind of people. And they'll evidence themselves because they are the ones, like Tank was saying, that are out there, look at me. Nah, I'll pass. So, my shout out to Tank on making that message. And again, you'll see the hashtags on the backside of the Southside Unicorn Show. Now, I believe in something, especially when it comes to giving and all that. I believe that all of us out here who have a voice for the president, who have a voice for the Constitution, who are patriots, who really, really believe in what we're doing as citizen soldiers or citizen politicians, servant politicians, whichever modality you fit in, I believe that we need to come together. Don't be selfish with your microphone. Don't be selfish with your platform. Don't be selfish with the limelight. Share it. Now, do you protect your imprimatur? Of course you do, because there are some trolls out there, let me tell you. You know it better than I do. You got green-haired trolls, purple-haired trolls, yellow-haired trolls with pink eyes, the whole 9 yards. I mean, just straight-up trolls. So, yeah, you got to protect your imprimatur from that. But once you've seen a person, show up some gravitas and some consistency, and they're not acting a fool, we need to share our mics. We need to share our light. And like I say, especially with everything on the Southside Unicorn Show, I will put my money where my mic is, no pun intended. I will lead by example. My followership is larger than some people's followership, and there's some people with followerships that's larger than mine. But as for me, when I see a young person, old person, whatever the age, but when I see somebody trying and they reach out, for what I'm working with and say, hey, will you share this? Or, hey, will you do this? I check them out, make sure that they're not, fouling and whatnot. And once it's pretty legit, I'm all about support. So there'll be a gentleman that I'm gonna do a little bit of a plug on his show on Monday. And me and him don't necessarily agree. He's coming from another tip. But I respect all voices so long as those voices are respectful. And he reached out to me and said, hey, I'd like your opinion, on whether Donald J. Trump should be impeached. You guys already know my answer. But I'm going to go ahead and package him up something and go ahead and get on his show and give him my answer. Now, from what I can see from this young man, he ain't feeling Trump. To him, Trump is orange man bad, and that's okay. I'm not even going to go on his show with the hopes of changing his mind. But I am going to go on his show with the intent to reach others. Now, I don't know what he's going to do with it, and I guess this is an experiment for me too, because, I've seen it. I've seen people go on somebody's show or give a sound bite, and because that person is lacking in integrity or earnest intent, they change the soundbite. They change the intent and the meaning of it. It's sort of like with Candace Owen. She had to get at Congress because they were like, you cannot disparage a Congress member. She came back at them bold. She's like, that's not what I said, man. You didn't hear what I said. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up. I'll give you the link to this gentleman's show so you can hear my response on his show relevant to whether President Donald J. Trump should be impeached or not. Now, I already know how I feel about it. I'm not going to tell y'all nothing. You just listen to the show and hear my response on his show. Maybe you can chime in and give me some support, offer your own input, because I'm sure there's going to be a comment link on the show. So whereas the left is going to obviously try to have at me, It's my hope that some of you patriotic Americans will run into the breach with me, be there to lend your voice, and offer the Southside Unicorn some support. That would be nice, because then at least they'll see too. Oh, these people aren't one-offs. They're not just one person in the wilderness. There's a whole army with them. It will be nice to see that happen. And let's get some dialogue going on, because see that's the part that I'm really the most proud of, everybody. If you go on my Facebook page, and you can get there by going to my Twitter page, which is @KenWhite4444, and it'll take you to every other page that I have. I'm really proud that the Southside Unicorn Show reaches out to everybody. Some of everybody's on the show. I'm talking left, right, up, down, in, out, black, white, blue, green, orange. If you're somebody, you're on the Southside Unicorn Show, and that's how me and this young man met. He came through the Instagram page, and he was listening and looking at some of the things I post. Now, granted, I told you before, he's not totally all about that. His deal is he ain't necessarily feeling President Donald J. Trump, but he and I had some conversations, and I, being older than him, I'll say it, I imparted some wisdom on him, which is, and especially in the black community, we had better learn the power that rests in being able to work together despite our differences. When the African American community gets that one right, oh, you better look out. And I hope we get it right in a positive sense, because see, my partner, Barack Obama, he almost tapped into that power. And he almost caused a unity, but it was not for the right reasons. It was for all the wrong reasons, that Marxist SOB. But now, going forward, we need to jog our heads and get it figured out. So yeah, I'm going to appear on this young man's show. I'll give you more information on it on Saturday. I'll give you the link to a show and whatnot. I should air on Monday. And show some love and support. Let's get the Southside Unicorn Show rocking off in those other realms, because like I say, I'm honored that this young man who's clearly from the left has invited me on his show. And we'll see what comes from it, right? But right now we're going to take a station break. Go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, Joy Villa here, reminding you to tune in to the Southside Unicorn Show, hosted by my friend Ken White.
Yeah, that's right. I love the bumper music that we're using today. Light of the world, shine on me, love is the answer. Love will always be the answer. I can't think of anything in this world, that, short of medicinal help from a doctor. Super pardon me, everyone. Wish I had the damper button, but it's broke. You got medical science, and that helps you when you're physically sick. You got therapists, psychiatrists, and all that, and psychotropic medicines, and that helps you when you have your mental illnesses. You have drug rehab programs out there, 12-step, this and that and the other thing, for when you have the disease of alcoholism or drug addiction or what have you. You even have anger management programs for those of you that go from 0 to 60, way too fast, But with all those different sciences and all those different helps, one of the greatest medicines one of the greatest helps is love. Above all these things, right? All abiding is love. Now, the trick to love, in my opinion, and this is Kim White, the Southside Unicorn Show, trying to offer my opinion, because after all, that's what the show is about. Things that I think about, the things that I see, and I put myself in all the situations, obviously, that I try to talk to you about. And the one thing that motivates me on this one is this: it's hard to love. I don't care what people say that are all on some super tip, got their flowing white gown on or whatever, or selling you flowers like the Hare Krishners or what have you. It's hard to love. It is. I don't think it's our first natural state, personally. I think that the first natural state of human beings is selfishness, gluttony, anger, judgment. I think that's where we really operate from. I mean, and that's what's so funny about Black Friday, because Black Friday kind of is that day that you can let it all hang out. It's sort of like the shopping version of the Purge, if you know what I mean. It kind of lets you experience that nature because you're out there to get something. Now, granted, some of you are out there trying to get gifts for your loved ones and all of that. But as we said in the other segment, when you give, why are you giving? Are you really giving because you want them to be happy? Or are you really giving because you want them to feel and think and look at you a certain way? Aha. Uh-huh. Now we getting somewhere. See, that's what I'm saying. Love. Love is not our first natural state, but it can become a habit. It can become something that we do just out of our natural day and walk if we make it a habit. If we begin to do it all the time. Best way to do it, and again, falling back, on the wise words that were mentioned in the second segment, giving, helping, being charitable. These things will strengthen, the feelings of love. Because see, if you can only love the people that you like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's like an imitation. You know what I mean? That's like Diet Coke. It's not the full-fledged thing. It's like, watered down, because that's easy. Even in the difficultness of it, that part is easy. You can like and love the people that you feel a familiarity to. But now here comes the test. Here comes the test. You're driving through the mall. Maybe you're listening to the show right now, and you have been weaving in and out. And you see a parking spot, and somebody jumps right in there. I mean, they just jump right in there. How you feeling right now? How do you feel about that person? Are you mad? Did you blow your horn? Did you blow your horn at all in the last 72 hours of Thanksgiving Eve, Thanksgiving, or Black Friday? Did you blow your horn at somebody? If you did, I want you to take this time to think about what you did. Don't do that. Don't do that. Wave at them. Smile. Maybe not wave, because they might misinterpret it. But what I want you to do is start working in your spirit man, your spirit woman, your spirit being. Begin to feel that joy. Begin to feel that peace that will get you through all of this. Because this is a stressful time. This is no joke. Just like Toot Sweet said in his song American Made. He reminisced on the things that were joyful to him in his childhood. And none of it really had anything to do with money. It was spending time with his loved ones. It was fishing or eating something nice. These type of things. And that's why I'm a little concerned, about necessarily Black Friday. Black Friday appeals to something totally weird in us. Gluttony, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So here's what I'm saying to my listeners, and thank you all for listening. I mean, this is how I get my cheddar anymore, because like I say, the Democrats and the left, they want to play their little hateful games, the same way they did with Chick-fil-A. But Chick-fil-A got millions on millions, so they could afford to bend a little bit. But when you own a small company and they get the radar fixed on you, then what happened to me can happen to you. They just cut you off. They just go, oh, he's a Trump supporter. Oh, he's a Christian. Oh, he's even a Republican. I thought because he was black, he was a Democrat, and that Obama was his boy. Well, when they figured out otherwise, woo, man, they just cut me off at the ankles. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, charity, if you see somebody out there homeless or what have you, don't buy into this mess that a lot of people are running. Oh, they out there because they want to be. Trust me, a whole lot of them are not. Are there some people out there that are homeless because they got the mental illness going on or this or that? Yeah. But you got people out there that are homeless that put on their shoes and then go to their job. Okay? So I'm not necessarily saying go look for them, but why don't you widen your radar a little bit and realize that love, this season that we're in, is not about getting that brand new pair of shoes. It's not about that new electronic device that you've been dying to get, or even that, new vape system or what have you. If we're going to fix this world, it's going to really start with those of you who are, will, and can go do the Black Friday. Because while you're out there, start loving on people. If you're not already doing it, which I believe a lot of you are, but if you're not one of those people that are out there loving, you start making a mental and physical effort to do it. Keep that smile on your face. And if that smile comes off your face, go in the restroom, chill out for a minute, take a breather while you're in the mall. Go. I would say Yum Nung Yo Rimnye Ko or whatever that is that Tina Turner said. Happy belated birthday to you, Miss Tina Turner. But I'm not going to get up into all that Buddhism and whatnot. That just ain't where I'm coming from. But come up with something that's going to calm you down and make you go back out there and have a loving, peaceful, mindset about you. Because somebody is going to need that from you. Trust me. Somebody's going to need you to love on them, be kind. What I've done lately, and a friend of mine taught me this, don't just give people money no more. But if somebody is like hungry or whatnot, you're in the food court. You're right there at the food court because you're at somebody's mall. If you see somebody like that, take an order. Hey, what would you like to eat? It's cold out there. They'll be like, are you going to be here for a while? Don't put yourself in danger. Obviously, don't do that. But, hey, I'm going to get you a nice warm cup of coffee and a chicken sandwich. If you go get it from Chick-fil-A, I guess that'll be your choice. But as for me, after listening to the Eric Metaxas show, I'm not messing with Chick-fil-A right now. And I'm going to do that with anybody that's trying to mess with my lifestyle, trying to mess with my way of life. And unfortunately, Chick-fil-A just turned their back on us. So it only stands to reason we should turn our backs on them. So bye-bye, Felicia. Yeah, but do something nice for somebody is what I'm trying to say. When I had the privilege of meeting Colin Powell, Secretary Colin Powell, he said something very profound, and it stuck with me. He said, watch how people treat each other. Watch how somebody treats somebody that they know can't do something for them. See, it's so funny how when people feel that something can be done for them, how they also nice and hi, how you doing? Okay. They got that type of thing going on. But if they feel like you can't do nothing for them, man, you can see some of the most shoddy, shabby, behavior come from somebody. Don't be that person. You be the one that's out there loving. Shine on us all. Set us free. Love is the answer. That will be the greatest adventure of this holiday season that any of us could ever have. I'm already taking that journey. And I know there's a lot of you who are. So I'm not really talking to everybody, but I am trying to talk to those who aren't already on that tip. Open up your hearts. Open up your smiles. Dedicate 15 minutes of your day to listening to somebody else. Just listening to them. You don't have to have a ready-made answer for them. You don't have to, offer them advice, so to speak. Just listen to them. There are some people out there who haven't talked to another human being in who knows how long. Should you run across one of them, and I don't know who I'm talking to out there on the show, but I bet you some of you are going to get this situation put right on you, or it wouldn't be put on my heart to speak about it. When it happens to you, would you be so kind as to share it on the show? Go ahead and go to Spreaker.com. That's SPREAKER.com/user/Ken White. Go ahead and follow the show on that site. Add your numbers to the voice. I really would appreciate that. And then if you're one of those people that gave up the 15 minutes somewhere during this holiday season, share it with us. Tell us who you met. What's their story? What's going on with them? What did you say back to them? Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we're really going to fix our country. It's not going to get fixed by a 4K TV. It's not going to get fixed because you just got 60% off. It's going to get fixed because you gave up 15 minutes. It's going to get fixed because instead of buying, the biggest, baddest this or that, you took $5 or $6 and gave it to somebody else. Especially those of us who are Republicans, patriot, Christian, conservatives. We're already the largest givers there are based on a lot of the statistics that are out there. Those people are the ones that give the most. You'd think it would be liberals, but no. As evidenced even on the Larry Elder show, and he spouts these stats more than I do. Conservatives give a lot, but we're going to have to give more. This world of ours is only going to change or survive itself by the love that we put out, by the love that we give. And so I'm asking for an extra portion on everybody. Dig deep. Get that spirit of giving going on. And speaking of giving, you can even donate to this show if you like. That would be great. But we're going to go ahead and put our sponsors on so we can get a little cheddar up in this house. We'll be right back after these messages. Go nowhere.
When I see a new broadcast from the Southside Unicorn, I can't wait to listen to it. You just never know what he's going to say.
When you feel afraid, when you've lost your way, and when you're all alone, and when you're far from home.
Hey, it's Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show, and it is the fourth segment of Funked Up Fridays. My, how the time does fly. I love spending this time with you all, and I hope that you're getting something out of the show, because I certainly am. Black Friday. Started the show with the question about where did it come from, what's going on with it, what's the origins of Black Friday? Because when I was growing up, like I said earlier, I don't really remember a Black Friday. It didn't exist. But somewhere in the world, it just started, becoming a part of our culture. And I did a little research on it for you, and this is what I came up with. Let's go back to 1869. September 24th, actually, 1869. There was a thing called the Black Friday Gold Panic, and that was started by Jay Gould and James Fisk. Bunch of boneheads figured they'd corner up the market on gold and started this nasty gold rush, that caused a whole lot of problems. Now that's one, point that I can get for Black Friday. Then I looked in it again, and, pardon me, it says that the phrase or term Black Friday originated out of Philadelphia. Nobody knew exactly quite when or how, but they said it, originated out of Philadelphia. So yours truly, Ken White, a.k.a. Southside Unicorn, went ahead and dug a little deeper on that. And I come to find out that it did appear to originate out of Philadelphia on the 28th of November, 1981, to be exact. And that's where it seemed to have come from. Because, 1981, I can agree with that. That was the year before I joined the United States Air Force. So 1981 going down, as I told you, I don't recall no Black Fridays. I just remember Friday morning being the day that you got up and handled all them leftovers. And by Sunday night, my mama was making the best turkey soup you ever wanted to taste. Woo-wee. And I'd be looking for that wishbone, That's pretty much the sum of what was going down before 1981. There was no Black Friday, unless you deal with that insipid situation that occurred in the year 2013. And I want you to think about that. Who was president in 2013? That's right, Barack Obama. Mr. Race Baiter himself, Mr. Stir It All Up, Mr. I'm going to divide this nation and fundamentally change America. Well, you did, didn't you? Along with your little cronies that have the internet all tied up. Because when I did my research, ladies and gentlemen, what did I find? It's an anonymous, shady origin. But during the era of Obama on the internet, nobody knows where, how. That's where that nasty little rumor came out that the day after Thanksgiving was the day they sold black slaves. So that's why it's really named Black Friday. To mess up our economy, to mess up our mercantile. That's all it was. I'm trying to tell you, I am so glad that man is gone. It was the saddest time of my life living under the era of Obama. What a nasty piece of work. And yet there are people who are still down for him. So when it comes to the Black Friday situation, when it comes to that slavery thing, there's not much meat on those bones. That's a very, skinny turkey. But the origins of Black Friday seems to be that it was from a gold rush situation in 1869, Jay Gould and James Fisk, that it came out of Philadelphia on the 28th of November, 1981, and that's because they noticed an awful lot of foot traffic on that day. They noticed a lot of sales, a lot of activity going on. So quite naturally, businessmen would then turn it into a sales gimmick for themselves. That's what they did. That's what it was. So I'm sick and tired of all these race-bait knuckleheads out there who always got to find something to be, it's black. Yeah, look at it this way. Hey, you're getting good deals. You're getting the best sales you're going to get throughout the holiday season next to, I guess, the day after Christmas. But look at it this way. They're calling it Black Friday, and it's got nothing but good sales in it. So it's a positive thing. It's a positive. Take it for what it is. It's Black Friday. And just so you know, on November 2020, Black Friday will be on November 27th. So mark your calendars. Get yourself ready. Get your tennis shoes put in the closet and ready to go for next year so you can get out there and get some of them good old sales. Now, so as not to be remiss, I did say I was going to share my, banana pudding recipe with you. So get your pens ready. Get your recorders ready or whatever you want to. I guess you could just replay the show back and back on this one or download it if you must. But I'm going to ask you not to download it. When you download the show, you're kind of cheating me out of some money there. And trust me, Brother Kenny need all the money he can get right now, okay? So, show some love. Donate to the show if you want to. But at least listen to the show and let it go through the commercials. That way I get a little cheddar too. Show appreciate it. So now, this is what you're going to want to get. This is my version of a banana pudding. You're going to want to get the vanilla pudding. Obviously, Jell-O is what I use. And now be careful with this because you got to get the cook and serve. Don't get the instant. If you get instant, it's not going to work the way it should. Go get yourself the cook and serve vanilla pudding and banana pudding. They're going to come in 3-ounce boxes, okay? And each box is going to yield 4.5 cups of hot pudding. Now, this is what I do because it's all the same stuff. You're going to take both of those boxes, the vanilla and the banana, and you're going to mix the powder up. And then you're just going to, prepare it accordingly with the proper amounts of milk. And it's going to be hot milk because you're going to have to boil the milk and all of that. And the directions will be on the box. So I'm going to cut past that part, okay? But get yourself 1 box of vanilla pudding, 1 box of banana pudding. It's going to yield 4.5 cups each box. So that's 9 cups. So you're going to need one of those nice Pyrex, because that's what I use. That's what I'm calling it out. You're going to need one of those nice long Pyrex glass pans, the square one or rectangle one, which I think is like 9.5 by 13 by 2.5. It's going to have to be pretty big, okay? And you're going to want to get yourself 1 box or 2 boxes, depending on how large of, you got to adjust this according to the size that you want to make. But this is for the standard size that I make. Get yourself the double pack of Nilla wafers, Nill wafers. That's what I use. It's the 15-ounce box, okay? And you're going to want to get yourself some Chiquita bananas. Make sure they're large, about 6 to 8 of them, okay? Now, normally what I do is I cut them into like 1/4 inch slices. I don't use the butt ends. Now, this is just me because when I make my banana pudding, I make it with love, and I know that I want people to really like it. So I only use the best parts of it. I don't use the butts of the banana, and I don't use broken cookies. People who watch me prepare just get a kick out of it. They're like, Kenny, put that cookie in there, man. Nope, it's broken. I don't want a broken cookie inside of my my banana pudding. But now I'll tell you what you can do with those broken cookies. You're going to take them and set them aside. You're going to crumb them. You're going to crumb them up till they're like nice and crumbly because they're going to need to be like a covering or a garnish over top of the banana pudding when you're done. Now you're going to go ahead and cook that vanilla wafer. Blah, blah, blah. You're going to cook the banana pudding, okay? And while that's happening, you're going to lace. You're going to lace. Start with a cookie base on the bottom. And no, you don't have to use any grease or flour or anything like that. Just lay the cookies out. And, of course, there's going to be little gaps in there because the cookies are circular. So they're going to be these cute little diamonds that lay out. Don't worry about that. Lay bananas. Now, some people do it the other way. They put the banana over top of those holes. I would admonish you not to do that because that'll stop the pudding from going down into your banana pudding. Put the banana right on top of the cookie. And then repeat. Put another layer of cookies, put another layer of bananas. Another layer of cookies, another layer of bananas. Don't go more than 4 cookies deep. Because then it's going, you might run out of banana pudding or you might not be able to get it to go down in there deep enough. Now when that pudding is ready and nice and hot, just very cautiously, very slowly, pour it in. And shake the pan so that it goes down into the bottom. I wouldn't, advise that you look under the bottom to see if the pudding has gotten there. You can cheat and maybe use a dole, one of those dole type things, the wooden doles, or a fork, and kind of shake it, move the cookies a little bit so that you're getting that pudding around the edges and all over it. And make sure that there's enough, pudding to totally cover those top cookies. The top cookies might try to float. So you're going to want to push them down with a fork. Do not touch with your hand because it's going to be hot. Okay? Now, remember those cookies I told you to set to the side and crumb them up? Take them and just sprinkle them with your fingers naturally over across. Or you can try to make a design if you want to. But just, lay it over top like that and get it all nice and covered. And then put that bad fella. Let it sit out for about 15, 20 minutes like it is. About after 15, 20 minutes of that, put that bad fella in the refrigerator until you're ready to serve it to your loved ones, and then tell me what they got to say to you. They're going to be like, best banana pudding ever. I must agree. Like I said, I'm going to make one myself this Sunday. It tastes so good. I'd like to hear how yours came out when you make it. So when you do, holler at a brother. And just let me know, Kenny, I tried your banana pudding recipe, and it came out great. Kenny, my auntie been using that recipe for 40 years, but thank you anyway. I don't know how you're going to say it or what you're going to say about it. But yeah, that's us, during the holiday season. And I will really just, come back to my original message of Black Friday and all of that. This is the time when we have to practice on how to love one another. I mean, I can't make it any simpler than that. And when I say love on one another, I'm not talking about some, just fake the funk. No, for what we're about to endure in the year and the years ahead, love is going to be our greatest, and I'll use this word, our greatest weapon. It's going to be the thing that heals the world until the coming of the Lord. Because if we let our brothers and sisters who don't have what we have tell us what's going to go down, or it can get pretty bad. And I refuse to believe that that's the way it has to be right now, for no man knows the hour or the day. So I really don't get into this. Let's just go ahead and act like it's happening now. Oh, because the scripture says it's going to happen. Yes, it's going to happen someday. But right now, right here today, since our Lord told us no man knows the hour or the day, can we love on each other? Can we reach our hand down to our brothers and sisters and give them a little love? That's going to be the greatest thing in the whole wide world. Put the TV back. Is your TV broke? If your TV is broke, okay, fine. I can understand you wanting to go get a 4K or whatever. If your TV works, I promise you, your resources can be put in a better place than going to one of these major chains, dealing with that traffic, this, that, and the other thing. We really need to revolutionize our minds and our hearts so that we actually become the answer, so that we actually become the cure to what's ailing our planet, and it rests inside of you. You're the answer. You're the cure. And love is the greatest weapon that you'll take out there with you during this holiday season. Now, just remember, a couple of PSAs that I like to put out: no text, no Rex. Whatever you do while you out there, I know you're trying to coordinate with your friends to get into, one of those malls or some of the, restaurants and whatnot. Please don't text them while you're driving. Please take your cell phone and put it in your glove box while your machine is operating. With everything that's going on out there, the last thing you want to do is be operating a motorized vehicle in the rain, possibly snow, bad weather, more people out there than ever before, because thank goodness to our President Donald J. Trump, people got more money to spend. Ha ha! So just put that thing away until you get to where you're going. And while you're driving, give each other space to live. Back up off that car in front of you. Watch your speed, okay? And party like there is a tomorrow. Just be responsible about everything that you're doing out there so that this is an enjoyable time and we all get through it together and safely, okay? So no text, no Rex, and give each other space to live. Though the no text, no Rex is not my PSA, but I'm pushing it. The one that's my personal one is give each other space to live. I really believe in that. And so that's what I'm imparting to you on this Black Friday. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you make the banana pudding and maybe save some for me. And with that, I will see you on Saturday. This is Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show, and we are out.